A service of Pensacola Junior College, this is WSRE-TV, Pensacola, your public broadcasting station.
Studio Amped hits the airwaves.
Studio Amped.
A 4-concert series recorded live at the Gene and Paul Amos Performance Studio with Goodfoot.
It ain't no doubt.
60 cycles of sound. Sadie Blue.
My soul's burning moonlight.
The Gills.
Without it, I still be on the
Studio Amped. Studio Amped.
Coming in September
to WSRE.
Be more informed. Here's what's on WSRE tonight.
Welcome to my Maremma, Italy's other Tuscany. Here, we make wine, we grill steak, and we toast to family and friends. And that includes you. Give it a whack. The flavor of Sicily. If you go to the big outdoor market known as the Porta Nolana, you will find varieties of seafood you never knew existed. Let me just taste.
Saturday morning at 10:30, only on WSRE.
From St. Paul, Minnesota.
Monday at 7 on WSRE. This is WSRE, PBS for the Gulf Coast.
Studio Amped hits the airwaves.
Studio Amped.
A 4-concert series recorded live at the Gene and Paul Amos Performance Studio with Goodfoot.
It ain't no doubt.
60 cycles of sound. Sadie Blue.
My soul's burning moonlight.
The Gills.
Without it, I still be on the
Studio Amped. Studio Amped.
Coming in September
to WSRE. Power of words from a dog with a lot to say.
Beginning Monday, September 1st at 4:30 on WSRE.
Bushy.
Beginning Monday, September 1st at 11:30 on WSRE.
Starting Monday, September 1st, there's a new weekday lineup of children's programming on WSRE, featuring new shows and old favorites.
Saturday at 9, only on WSRE. You're watching WSRE, PBS for the Gulf Coast. Tonight on WSRE. Tonight on WSRE World. Tonight on WSRE Plus.
Next,
They want to listen to.
next time on the PBS Arts Fall Festival, Hitmakers.
Tonight on WSRE, PBS for the Gulf Coast. PBS for the Gulf Coast.
George came into the world like every other baby. He was perfectly healthy. At the beginning of first grade, George started talking about feeling different from other kids. He was saying, you know, so-and-so doesn't want to play with me. As a mom, that's painful. You know, this is a kid that I love with my whole heart. The day that we had George's diagnosis, my husband said, we love him, now we get to love him better. I had gone online, and when I stumbled upon Arthur introduces a new character with Asperger's syndrome, my jaw just dropped. Like, wow. Wow. He was like, oh my goodness, this is a story about me. There's always going to be somebody who's different. Having a TV station like PBS that highlights those things and finds the beauty in them is so important. It's so important.
Go wild with the Kratt Brothers next on WSRE.
2 Curious Georges plus 2 Daniel Tigers sort of makes for 2 times the fun.
Great idea.
Watch 2 episodes of Curious George, followed by 2 episodes of Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood.
Weekday morning starting at 7 on WSRE.
Tonight on WSRE. Tonight on WSRE World.
You're watching the Florida Channel, a public service of the Florida Legislature, WFSU-TV, and Florida State University.
The manatee, also called a sea cow, is a gray, water plant-eating, gentle giant that reaches 8 to 14 feet in length and can weigh more than a ton. In 1975, the Florida Legislature designated the manatee as the state marine mammal. Manatees are one of the most endangered marine mammals in the United States. Boats are the biggest threat. More than half of manatee fatalities are attributed to collisions with boats and barges, and fatal injuries from propeller blades are also a serious problem. The Florida Manatee Sanctuary Act of 1978 and later regulations have limited the speed of boats in waters populated by manatees, especially during winter months when many of the creatures swim to warm bays and rivers to seek refuge for the season. The Florida manatee, an official state symbol.
Florida Symbols is a production of WFSU-TV, the Florida Channel, and is based on information from the Florida Department of State and its cultural, historical, and information programs.
Lake Okeechobee, the fourth largest natural lake contained entirely in the United States, is a remnant of a shallow sea that once occupied what is now the Everglades Lake Okeechobee Basin. The basin was formed when the Florida Plateau emerged from the ocean as a result of movement of the Earth's crust. Lake Okeechobee covers some 700 square miles of Hendry, Glades, Okeechobee, Martin, and Palm Beach counties.
Now available, the Florida Channel mobile app. Watch any web stream live on your mobile Android or Apple device. Check the daily schedule to find what's on, when, or browse and view a library of archived programming. Available now for free in the iTunes Store and Google Play. Another way the Florida Channel is connecting Florida.
Masterpiece.
Tonight on WSRE, PBS for the Gulf Coast. Deluxe Printing and Publishing has been helping businesses with their printing and promotion needs for 21 years. Deluxe utilizes full-color, state-of-the-art printing technology with a complete in-house mailing facility. From concept to delivery, Deluxe does everything in-house and ships all over. Is your car, truck, or motorcycle old enough for Antiques Roadshow? Is your boat or motorhome a candidate for history detectives? If so, it's time to donate them to WSRE. Now, more than ever, public television needs your support. To make your tax-deductible gift of a car, truck, motorcycle, boat, or motorhome, call 1-800-770-9773 or log on to WSRE.org. If your vehicle is a dinosaur like Barney, donate it today.
We'll discuss educational and counseling services made available to our active duty military personnel and veterans. It'll be a fine reflection of those who have served our nation with honor. You won't want to miss it.
Next on WSRE, PBS for the Gulf Coast. Tonight on WSRE. Tonight on WSRE World. Tonight on WSRE Create. You are watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College. Watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College. You are watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College. This WSRE's PBS Kids and Family Day, Saturday, March 2nd at Gulfarium Marine Adventure Park. Tonight on WSRE. Tonight on WSRE World. Tonight on WSRE Create.
On Create, Bite.
WSRE Public Square, in partnership with Pensacola State College, presents Jack Davis, Pulitzer Prize-winning author of The Gulf, The Making of an American Sea, Join us for his presentation, Florida and the Gulf of Mexico, History, Wisdom, and Hope, on Tuesday, February 5th at 7 p.m. in the WSRE Amos studio. Admission is free. Support provided by the Florida Humanities Council with funds from the Florida Department of State, Division of Cultural Affairs. Register at WSRE. You are watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College. WSRE. Tonight on WSRE World. Tonight on WSRE Create.
Imagine if your students could travel to Borneo, the third largest island in the world, without ever leaving the classroom. With PBS Learning Media, they can. It's a free service providing thousands of research-based, standards-aligned digital resources for use in pre-K through college classrooms. Teachers have instant access to trustworthy, classroom-ready, and curriculum-targeted lessons, photographs, videos, documents, and interactives.
PBS Learning Media helps engage my students because of the high interest level, the fantastic visuals, the way they present the information captures my students' attention so that different kinds of learners are all able to engage in the material and learn from it.
Join our community of educators and discover the wealth of resources waiting for you at PBS Learning Media. Infinite inspiration for your classroom.
This original WSRE presentation is made possible by viewers like you. Thank you. You are watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College.
Television station. And thank you.
Tonight on WSRE. Tonight on WSRE World. Tonight on WSRE Create.
Hi there, my name is Jennifer, owner of Conchita's Personal Chef and Catering. I am very excited to participate in the Wine and Food Classic. I offer international and fusion cuisines, so I do anything from Filipino food, Mexican, Salvadorian, Greek, any food pretty much that you crave, I can possibly make it happen. So I would always cook for my family, different course meals, and one day my husband said, oh, I'm on a diet, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go cook for other people. So, you know, I just kind of made it work, so, because I love serving people, I love making different dishes, and so, you know, I just love doing it. I think food brings people together, and it makes me happy to do it. So the past involvement I had with WSRE, it was a gig that I got from a newspaper saying that they needed catering for the Hispanic Heritage Gala, and they were actually talking about the Food and Wine and Food Festival, and I kind of raised my hand and I said, hey, can I participate? And they're like, absolutely. And, you know, so I was very starstruck when I got here because I always watched Create TV and, you know, always looked at all the chefs on there and, you know, I was like, I want to do that. So, you know, I was really excited to participate here, even for a catering job. Like, it didn't matter because I was just so happy to be here, and I'm still happy to be here today, so. I invite you all to check out my business, Conchita's Personal Chef and Catering, LLC, at the Wine and Food Classic, hosted by WSRE.
Join us October 15th for a fiesta featuring local chefs, wine and a signature cocktail, live music, and special guest Alejandra Ramos, host of The Great American Recipe on PBS. It's all included with your tickets to La Fiesta del Vino y la Comida, the 32nd Wine and Food Classic, supporting the local, educational, and PBS programs you love on WSRE.
One of the things I value about WSRE is the selection of arts and culture programs. PBS brings you the best performances, ranging from the intimate and cutting edge to the traditional and classic. I like hearing stories about extraordinary musicians and artists throughout history. WSRE is like your own personal window to the world.
You're watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College.
I'm Ramika Vincent-Leary. Coming up on the next edition of Pensacola State Today, we'll hear from recipients of the African American Memorial Endowment and Dr. Garrett T. Wiggins' Live Your Dream Scholarships. These are two of the many scholarships offered through the PSC Foundation. Get ready to be inspired and motivated by these exceptional students.
Next on WSRE. Tonight on WSRE. Tonight on WSRE World. Tonight on WSRE Create. This original WSRE presentation is made possible by viewers.
And that's why we value PBS Kids.
You're watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College. Tonight on WSRE. Tonight on WSRE World. Tonight on WSRE Create. You're watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College.
Yes.
You are watching the Florida Channel, a public service made possible by the Florida Legislature, WFSU-TV, and Florida State University.
In 1941, the first Tarzan movie featuring Olympic champion swimmer Johnny Weissmuller was filmed at Wakulla Springs, just south of Tallahassee. In 1953, many scenes from The Creature from the Black Lagoon were also filmed there, and in 1976, the springs were featured in the movie Airport 77.
You are watching the Florida Channel, a public service made possible by the Florida Legislature, WFSU-TV, and Florida State University.
Next on WSRE.
On the next Nightmare Theater, come on up to the Mesa of Lost Women.
I'm confused. But as big as we are, they can kill you with one bite. What can? These things. If they scatter before we get there, we. Where do they come from? He's got an underground lab up on Zarpa Mesa.
Tonight at 10 on WSRE.
You're watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College.
Someone was watching me. All new episodes of Miss Scarlet and the Duke. Then, All Creatures Great and Small on Masterpiece, followed by Vienna Blood.
Tomorrow on WSRE.
Next time.
You're watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College.
This program is...
You're watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College.
Episodes of Miss Scarlet and the Duke. Then, All Creatures Great and Small on Masterpiece, followed by Vienna Blood.
Located at the south end of Amelia Island in Nassau County, American Beach was established in 1935 under the leadership of Abraham Lincoln Lewis, one of 7 co-founders of the Afro-American Life Insurance Company and one of Florida's first black millionaires. His vision was to create a beach resort as a benefit for company employees, since Florida's beaches were racially segregated until the passage of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Lewis invited people to not only use the beach, but to become proud owners of a piece of American land. During its heydays in the 1930s through the 60s, American Beach remained one of the few beaches in the Southeast open to African Americans and attracted visitors from around the country.
Florida's Historical Markers is a production of WFSU-TV and the Florida Channel. Florida's Historical Markers program recognizes people, places, and events of historical interest and is run by the Department of State's Division of Historical Resources.
Coming up, Florida Crossroads.
You are watching the Florida Channel, connecting you to your state government.
On the St. Mark's National Wildlife Refuge is a marker recounting the history of the St. Mark's Lighthouse. Noted lighthouse builder Winslow Lewis began work on the first St. Mark's Lighthouse in 1829. Due to eroding shorelines, the structure was rebuilt twice farther inland, with the present lighthouse dating to 1842. Because of its strategic position on the coast, the lighthouse played a key role in the Civil War. Confederate troops used the structure as a barrack and lookout tower to counter raids from Union blockades. But in 1862, Union troops bombarded the lighthouse, and a year later they returned and burned the tower's wooden steps. After the war, the lighthouse was restored to service, and it's still in use today.
Florida's Historical Markers is a production of WFSU-TV and the Florida Channel. Florida's Historical Markers program recognizes people, places, and events of historical interest and is run by the Department of State's Division of Historical Resources.
Search it, find it, watch it. That's all you have to do to access programming archived on thefloridachannel.org. To search, just click the search.
Morning. Breakfast. Here. Hey, this bear is for you. Here's your bear.
Every day is an adventure. PBS Kids.
You're watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College.
You are watching the Florida Channel, a public service made possible by the Florida Legislature, WFSU-TV, and Florida State University. Watching the Florida Channel, a public service made possible by the Florida Legislature, WFSU-TV, and Florida State University.
The Florida Cabinet usually meets on a Tuesday in Tallahassee and has come to serve as Florida's town meeting. Interested citizens are able to see their state government in action, and advance notice is required for many of the items on the agenda. In 1999, then Governor Jeb Bush established Cabinet for a Day, taking the bi-monthly cabinet meeting on the road occasionally. Regardless of its location, the meeting also serves as a ceremonial setting for the formal recognition of beauty queens, outstanding athletes, retiring state employees, and events deserving recognition.
For scheduling changes, follow us on Twitter. It's another way the Florida Channel is connecting Florida.
You are watching the Florida Channel, a public service made possible by the Florida Legislature, WFSU-TV, and Florida State University.
Holland Building is named after Florida's 28th governor, Spessard Holland. Holland, a native of Bartow and a lawyer, served in the armed forces during the First World War. He was elected to the Florida Senate in 1932 and served until he was elected governor in World War II. During World War II, Governor Holland worked with the federal government to strengthen Florida's defense structure. He is also credited with helping establish Everglades National Park and Florida's Game and Freshwater Fish Commission, now known as FWC, as an independent agency. After World War II, Holland was appointed and then subsequently elected to the U.S. Senate and served from September 1946 until January 1971. Holland appealed to a large number of voters in Florida and never lost an election throughout his career. He formed a law partnership with W.F. Beavis, which still operates today internationally as Holland and Knight. Built in 1949, the Holland Building is located directly across from the Senate Office Building. It houses a number of state agency employees, but the majority of occupants are from the Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Visitors to the building can enjoy the Fresh for Florida Kids Teaching Garden, a special addition to the landscaping.
Tonight on WSRE. Tonight on WSRE World. Tonight on WSRE Create.
I used the Florida PBS Learning Media video that explained a science experiment.
If you still see a little bit of the banana, you got to keep on mushing it.
And all of a sudden it just lights up like, oh, I understand now because Sid's telling me.
We started out with a STEAM challenge on designing a roller coaster, applying all the laws of physics.
That's my favorite
Some of those things that are really advanced and they've grasped them easily because of the Florida PBS Learning Media.
The Florida PBS videos are very professional.
Of course, that's what's not in their mind.
We can get right to the heart of a lesson with a video and then respond to it.
Like, we can always expect the best in people, but
you can search the website by the Sunshine State Standards. The Florida website can help me fill in some of the holes in my curriculum.
The students love learning the digital content, so they're engaged.
It comes alive for them.
There's so many things to use on there. It's endless.
Go to florida.pbslearningmedia.org to learn more.
Is next on WSRE.
It's Donkey Hody. Weekday mornings at 10 on WSRE.
My wife and I are raising two young boys, Gideon and Monarch.
We're a total PBS Kids family. We love, especially Gideon, Peg plus Cat, and Daniel Tiger.
Monarch, he's really into animals, so we usually watch Dinosaur Train or Wild Kratts. He was so much into Wild Kratts, I had to get a membership to the zoo. PBS Kids shows us a world we can go out and explore together.
And it brings us together as a family, and I really value that.
You're watching viewer-supported WSRE-TV, a service of Pensacola State College.